you to know that this is a live feed that is being filmed and videotaped today to broadcast nationwide. So we want Oak Ridge High School to be shown around the United States that we are one in a million. It is my pleasure. Yeah, that I knew would get you. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the person who was the inspiration behind our Big Change program last year. For sophomores, juniors, and seniors who were here, you know how we changed people's lives. And it was your life that we changed, as well as the children of Oak Ridge Elementary. We're going to do it bigger, badder, and better this year. It is all because of an Oak Ridge High School alumni of 1989. You may remember him from last year. Now it's your pleasure to really, really meet him. Give a big hand for Jason Harper.
Do you have any idea the nostalgia that's running through my mind right now? 1985, walking on this campus, I could feel the nerves and the pressure of being an incoming freshman. I will tell you, I walked on this campus, and when I started to sense the environment today in this place, sensing the environment, I started seeing places where I was assigned detentions, places I would hide thinking I could get out of class. I remember specifically one of the buildings up by the upper parking lot where I had to go to my freshman English class. And I remember near the first day of school, I'm walking across the campus and I've got my headphones in, my little Walkman. It was about the size of a suitcase and I had a cassette in it and I'm listening to it. And it was like I heard music. Even today as I walked on, I could hear the same music running through my head. Music takes you back to a place. Music has rhythm. 1985, I'm walking across campus. I got AC/DC in my ears. I'm like, yeah! Music just moves you. Where's the rockers at? They're like, yeah! But then I go into college and I need something harder. AC/DC wasn't good enough. I needed something harder. Yeah, give me some. Rock it, bang the head a little bit, throw it up. Yeah! I need rhythm, I need music, I need guitars. And I'm like, yes, I'm gonna run right to the pain. Take me to the pain. Then I had 2 kids. Everything changed at that point. The music changed, the melody, the rhythm changed. I don't run from pain. I embrace it and I get away from it. I'm in touch with my lady antebellum. If that didn't fit you, some of you are going, that's not my style, because you have some people in here like to move a little bit. You like the rhythm and the melody. You feel like you're in the club today. Where you at? Yeah, you're like, oh, I can't move. It's an assembly. It's 9 a.m. I'm not supposed to move yet. No, you know, because some of the guys here are looking around going, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl. I walk into this class that I had heard about forever. Going back to 7th grade, I'd heard about this teacher, this English teacher named Mr. Barusian, who taught English here forever. I walked into his class, and he had these big eyebrows, and he had these bigger glasses. And I had heard the stories about how hard he was, and I sat in class, and I like to talk a lot, thus I do what I do, and I sat in class, and I remember him pulling the glasses down to the edge of his nose and just looking at me. And so I made a joke. I'm like, hey, I said something stupid, and he just looked at me like I was from another planet, and he began to go through the syllabus and tell me what I was going to have to do, and I had to read Great Expectations, and I had to read this book and this book, and I'm going, who is this guy? I wasn't paying attention on about the 3rd day of class, and he comes about 5 feet away, breaks off a little piece of chalk, and like a dart expert, he throws it at me. Seriously, it hits me in the head. And I just look at him, and it's like he could read my mind. Because the dialogue going on in my mind is I go, I'm gonna sue you. And I didn't say it, of course, because I was afraid, and so I just was thinking it, and he goes, you gonna sue me? And I go, he can read my mind. And I'm like, no. He goes, Harper, you don't care about anything. What do you care about? He asked me a good question. At that point, the only thing I cared about really was just me. Me, myself, and I was getting me pretty far, and so I kind of just retreat back, and he goes back to the class of the room, and I'm looking at this chunk of chalk, and I'm like, he can't throw that at me. I'm looking up at the clock, and he asks me again, are you going to sue me, Harper? And then he says this, he goes, you can sue me, take everything I have. I have a 1972 brown Dodge Dart. It looked like a little teeny fishing boat with wheels. And I was like, I don't want that car. He's like, you're not gonna sue me. So I'm staring at the clock now, and he's got this sign below the clock that says, time is passing. Are you? You got it. I didn't get it. I was looking at it going, huh? And then again, like a mind reader that he was, he looks at me and goes, you're not. He can read my mind. And he again asked the question over and over. And I will tell you, from the first time I stepped foot on this incredible campus till the time I got through college, I would hear the words echoing rhetorically through my heart of, what do I care about? It was like I would see children in inner city environments, and I would ask the question, do I care about them? Do I care about those who don't look like, talk like, act like, think like, or believe like me? Do I care about anything? You know, caring has an incredible engine inside of it. It moves you to a place where a cause will come alive in you. I'd heard about a group of kids that are only 16 miles from right here. Many of them have never been to a doctor, never been out of their neighborhood, never seen a dentist, and I really believe that where a child lives should not determine whether a child lives, and where a child is educated should not determine whether a child ever gets educated, and education equality is key in my life. It's probably my life's mission.
But then what I realized is in order for him to complete his cause, a cause needs courage. Everybody say courage. A cause needs courage. What is courage? Courage is just simply the ability to continue to move towards your cause when you have struggle, when you have challenge, when you have opposition in front of you. Continue to run towards your cause. I've got a question for you. The young, great, and gifted here at Oak Ridge High School. My question to you is this: what personal challenges, hurdles, or struggles are you facing right now in your life? As you hear my voice through these speakers, what challenges, hurdles, opposition are you facing right now? Some of you feel alone. Some of you may feel abandoned a little bit. Some may feel isolated. Maybe it's because of your religious beliefs. Maybe it's because of your sexual orientation. Maybe it's because of the color of your skin. I got another question for you. What challenges, what hurdles, what struggles, what opposition are you facing right here on this campus? Let me give you an attribute of courage. Anyone who's ever exemplified courage had a strong mind. They had the mindset of, hear me, they had the mindset to not give mental recognition to the possibility of failure, doubt, or defeat. Let me say it again. Someone who has courage, they do not give mental recognition to the possibility of failure, doubt, or defeat. From birth to age 8, all I remember is fighting. I'll never forget the day that my mom and dad got in a fight, and my dad got so mad this particular day, and he lifted my mom up by her crotch, and he turned her and he slammed her down on her head. And I'll never forget the day once he did that, he walked away. He didn't even care. He walked away and he said, give her a kiss, she's dead, and he walked away. And I'm 8 years old looking, going, what? She's what? Now, she didn't die that particular night, but I'll never forget that fight.
In this school, there's 2,300 students, and 2,300 students have the power and the potential to change the world if we'll choose to tip the culture. What I mean by that is when the majority outrides the minority voice. If there's 5 or 6 people that would rise up and speak something that is discouraging or even verbal death over someone, the masses will rise up and practically say, we will tip our culture because we are courageously speaking out.
Thank you, Oak Ridge High School.
Come here.
You've been fantastic. There's greatness in you. Thank you for your respect. We care. We love you. Have a great day. Ludacris going in on the verse 'cause I never been defeated and I won't stop.
out now. Keep your hands up, keep them in the sky for the homies that ain't making it, my folks locked down. I never went nowhere. Know what they saying, loot is back. Blame it on that contour.
I thought it was absolutely magical.
Magical.
Yeah.
What stuck out the most for you?
Definitely the story of the kid. That actually made me cry, and I haven't cried in a long time.
I think it just kind of opens the eyes of kids to really help them like understand that there are people out there who are hurting, and we need to have that compassion towards others to lend out our hand, and really we can make such a difference in someone's life just by like a small and simple little act of kindness and compassion. I thought the story of the little boy who got in last place for that kid, that made me cry. It did make me cry, and it's just so sweet just to see that someone so young can be so insightful on compassion, and it makes me feel like, oh my gosh, like I need to be even more compassionate than that if a little child can think that, you know.
We went back, I was in the earlier assembly, and we went back in my math class, had like a 45-minute discussion on what the assemblies meant to us, so it was really cool.
And the fact that Kevin was able to say that he's been through a hard time, but he was able to make it through. So that was another big plus.
I think it's a really good program, and that it should definitely continue because it'll help with all the bullying and everything that's happening right now.
I think it will help a lot of people, you know, like, because I see people bully people, and, you know, I try to help out those kids, and, you know, it's good to see that we have some help now.
He, like, saw his mother being abused like that, and how he was abused, and he, like, persevered, and the family that took him in, he appreciates them, and he doesn't take that for granted. And
it gives you power that you know you can act out and change the world, you know. So, yeah.
Well, I'd probably like go up to them and be like, what are you doing? You need to think about how you're hurting people, because they don't know what they're doing.
Not now.
And like what people have going on at their house, and like they don't know their whole background stuff. I'd probably go up to them and tell them to stop, and it's not right.
You know, so it's just really inspirational for me.
I thought it was really awesome. I always love when motivational speakers come. It just kind of makes the campus, and you can really see a change in the campus on like how people treat each other, and people are just kind of more kind. It was good. It was inspirational.
And they stay there.